Hi friends, today I'm going to explain TGT English Language Proficiency exam paper 2018. Direction 1 to 10. Read each sentence to find out whether there is any grammatical error in it. The error, if any, will be in one part of the sentence. The alphabet corresponding to that part is your answer. Here is a blue shirt which Srishti gave me yesterday. Here is a blue shirt. Here, not a blue shirt, the blue shirt. Because you are talking about a particular shirt, that's the reason you have to use the article the. So, where is the error? In B. The error is in B. So, your option must be B. Second one. She has been knowing me for many years, but she doesn't know where I stay. For know, we should not use ing form. Perfect continuous tense or present continuous tense we should not use for the word know. She knows me, so error is in part A. By this time tomorrow, I have had finished my work. We are talking about the future, so I will have finished. I will have finished should be there. So in the part B, I have had is there, so that's wrong. So answer is B. Fourth one is I will let you know as soon as I will get any news in this regard. I will let you know as soon as I get. So option C is right answer. I will get is that should not be I get. Neither her father nor she knows where the book is kept. Knows. Neither her father nor she knows. But here K and OW is there. Should be knows. So error is in part B. Sangeeta is older than Suresh and 3 years elder than Swati. Older than Suresh and 3 years elder than Sangeeta is older than Suresh. Older than. So 3 years elder. Okay, elder. Older than, okay. Elder. Whenever elder comes, two should be there. He is elder to me. Right? Junior to me, senior to me. I think so. That's why. Then Swati party. That's the error. Okay, elder to 3 years elder to Swati. Maybe I have doubt in this. Priyanka walked in case nothing had happened. Priyanka walked in case nothing had happened. Error is in part B. Priyanka walked. Okay, as nothing had happened should be, but here in case is there. Part B is wrong. Now let's go to the next question. The shareholders have expressed satisfaction in the way the business is being run. The shareholders have expressed satisfaction. The satisfaction should be there. The. So part B. Option 2 is the right answer. I have written to John, so he knew what's happening. I have written to John, so he knew what's happening. I've written to John so that he knows maybe. So part C is the option 3 is the right answer. It is now generally recognized that stress is a major reason of heart disease. It is now generally recognized that stress is the main reason. The main reason, not a major reason, the main. So option 3 is the right answer. Which of the following words is not a plural noun? Geese, singular is goose. Annals, annal. Poultry, This is plural. Memento is singular only. Memento. If your sister comes first in a competition, what would be your reaction? Bravo. We don't say, how sad. What a shame. Better luck next time, do we say? So, this is the easiest question. Anyone can answer this. Bravo. Select the option which has four demonstrative pronouns. This, these, that, those. These are demonstrative pronouns. No, that's not Arun and Arya's car. That's not Arun and Arya's car. Theirs is red. As we are talking about two people, there should be there, not his or their. Okay? Theirs is red. The man had nowhere to go, so he spent the night in his car. Hey, you can't take that. It's Daz. I bought it yesterday. Hey, you can't take that. It's mine. Mine. Not my, not me, not myself. It's mine. Easy question. Present perfect continuous is used to say how long an activity has been going on, to describe an action which started in the past and still going on in the present. It has been raining since morning. Example for present perfect continuous tense. So option 4 is the right answer. Choose the word closest in meaning to navigate. Steer. Navigate means steer. Since his workplace was so busy and noisy, he longed for solitude. So busy and noisy, so he wants to stay alone. That is solitude. Jaya bought a bottle of perfume on the plane from Dubai. On the plane. Which word is the opposite of cautious? Cautious means very careful, and opposite word is reckless. She had to buy a pair of shoes to match her dress. A pair. Henry bought that book in a bookshop. This is also easy question. In a bookshop, not bookshop, we don't say books apostrophe, we don't say bookshop, no, bookshop. All children have the dash to an education, right? This is also easy question. The young man wished to exercise his right to speak freely. Exercise, exercise, exercise. It took me 30 minutes to the vacuum the entire house. Vacuum, vacuum, vacuum. vacuum, vacuum. Maya looks worn out because she is handling her office and house alone. Worn out, tired out. The dash she served were the best I have ever tasted. The biscuits she served were the best I have ever tasted. Biscuits spelling biscuits. Which of the following prefixes can be added to make the opposite of visible? Visible, invisible. The watchman had to call up the police when the protesters approached the office menacingly. Call up. She sometimes finds it difficult to cope with all the pressure at work. Cope with. Which of the following contains a demonstrative pronoun? This is my pen. This is demonstrative pronoun. Which of the following prefixes can be added to supervise? Which of the following prefixes can be added to supervise? Prefix. Or it seems. Or. Or. No idea where we use this prefix. Organize. No. Something is there. Which of the following prefixes can be added to make the opposite of satisfied? Unsatisfied. So prefix is un. The full form of etc. is etc. Which word means the opposite of vulnerable? Secure. Opposite word of vulnerable, secure. To resolve it, then it is easier to talk about a problem. Choose the correct sequence labeled as PQRS to produce the correct sentence. It is easier to talk about a problem. Okay, it is easier to talk about a problem than to resolve it. So it's easier. Q comes first. QR, QRP, Q. No, 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 no. It's easier. R. Okay. R S Q P. R S Q P. Okay. Was one of the ways some of these people sought modern dance to free their creative spirit. Choose the correct sequence labeled as PQRS to produce the correct sentence. RPQS or modern dance was one of the ways some of these people sought to free their creative spirit. Whereas some people like pop music, others hate it. Which of the following options can replace the underlined word? While some people Whereas some people like pop music, others hate it. Here, while should be there in the place of whereas. Jane had finished her course, so she was able to go away on holiday. Which of the following options can replace the underlined word? Therefore, is right answer. Because he had inherited a lot of money, it was no surprise that he never worked. Which of the following options can replace the underlined word? Because, despite no, although no, due to, yeah, since he had inherited. He is too tired to sleep. Which of the following sentences expresses the same meaning as the given sentence? He is so tired that he cannot sleep. We haven't had a party for ages. Ben writes very quickly. He is already finished his essay. Ben writes very quickly. He is already finished. I was running late, so I only had time for a dash shower. Quick shower. I was running late, so I only had time for a quick shower. The session lasted for almost 4 hours, so I couldn't pay attention all the time. Which of the following is an appropriate salutation in a formal letter? Dear Miss Sinha. Hello Sinha, informal. Hello Miss Sinha, informal. Hi Miss Sinha, this is informal. So they are asking about the formal salutation, appropriate salutation in a formal letter. Dear Miss Sinha is a question. The news report should be written in clear, concise, and correct language. The management tried to prevent the workers from going on strike. Tried to prevent. I am cooking tonight. Question tag we have to write on time. I am cooking tonight on time. He has forgotten a game that is typical of him. I said, how many books do you want? The reported form of the given sentence is, I asked him how many books he wanted. I asked him how many books he wanted. Present tense will become past tense, and if the question is WH question, then there will be no conjunction. Since it is a question, instead of said, asked is there. I asked whom? I asked him how many books he wanted is the right answer. She went to a meeting. She didn't understand its purpose. Which of the following options best combines the two sentences? She went to a meeting. Whose purpose? She didn't understand. She went to a meeting. She didn't understand its purpose. She went to a meeting. Which purpose? No. She went to a meeting, that purpose, no. She went to a meeting, what purpose, she didn't know. She went to a meeting, whose purpose, she didn't understand. She went to a meeting, which purpose, she didn't understand. Please don't call me on Sundays if it's not important. Which of the following options can replace the underlined part unless it's important? It's time he left for his office. Which word means the same as eternal, timeless? Saw me at desk a few minutes ago. Left. Left a few minutes ago. Nowadays, it doesn't have to cost a fortune to own an e-reader. It doesn't have to cost a fortune to own an e-reader. You don't object to working tomorrow, do you? You don't object to work tomorrow, do you? You don't object. You don't object to working tomorrow. Okay, you don't object to working tomorrow, do you? So option 1 is the right answer. He is good at English but weak at math. Uh-huh. He is good at English. English. He is good at English but weak in mathematics. Okay. Weak in mathematics. Look at the moon, it's very bright. Look at the moon, it's very bright. Everyone appreciated his performance. Everyone appreciated, didn't they? Yes. Shahid is one of the most intelligent people that I know. Which of the following is the full form of CLT? Communicative Language Teaching. CLT means Communicative Language Teaching. The abbreviation that is stands for IET. That is IDET. I want to sell my old refrigerator. The rope was wound around his waist. The underlined word means tied around. The rope was wound means tied around his waist. How has happiness been defined by Buddha? Choose the sentence in passive voice. It's time for the play to be started. Yes, it's time for the play to be started. Identify the word not spelled correctly. Adolescence is right. Contemporary is correct. Privilege is also correct. NET by 90th, so that's wrong spelling. The room was big, so made it into an office. The room was big, so we made it into an office. To make something louder is the same as to turn up the volume. To make something louder is the same as to turn up the volume. To me, it was a very funny story, but when I told it, nobody seemed to catch on. Catch on means understand. My father bought a dictionary for me. Which of the following questions will get the above sentence as an answer? Who did your father? Okay, my father bought a dictionary for me. Who did your father buy a dictionary for? Still waters run deep. A person who constantly thinks she or he is sick is a hypochondriac. Hypochondriac. A person who constantly thinks sick is a hypochondriac. These people always they think, constantly they think. Hypochondriac. I have a terrible cold and I'm staying in bed today. I have a terrible cold. Your health depends on how you take care of it. Your health depends on what? On how you take care of it. So this clause is noun clause because this clause can be replaced by noun because that is why it is a noun clause. He gets more confused the more he thinks. An adverb clause. He gets more confused the more he thinks. An adverb clause. Which of the following is a common noun? Actor is common noun. Would you like a drink? Underlined word is noun. Driving a car can be expensive. The bicycle, on the other hand, is a cheap form of transport. Driving a car can be expensive. The bicycle, on the other hand, is a cheap form of transport. I doubt if this technique will work. As you can try. However, you can try. However, you can try. He dashed his leg and has a lot of pain. Has broken his leg. He has broken his leg and has a lot of pain. You have been eating mangoes, haven't you? There was some on your shirt. This time yesterday, I was flying over the Pacific. My friend intends to work hard at school and go on to university. I imagine the theater will be full for the match on Sunday. People are on the verge of starvation as the dot continues. Passive voice is mostly preferred in scientific writing. They made me the head of the council. Changed into passive voice. They made me. I was made the head of the council by them. Shut the door. Passive. Let the door be shut. Some teenagers complain that their parents continually inquire about their activities. As the trip's been cancelled, I will be able to go to the match this Saturday. Every cloud has a silver lining. Which of the following options have words arranged in alphabetical order? Discourse, DISC, here DSC is there, here O is there, there U. So O comes first. That's why discourse. After that, discuss, U is there, DASC, DASC, O comes. Okay. After that, distance. After that, distress. Read the passage and answer the questions that follow. They were mighty and happy as long as their money lasted. Their aims were very clear. Joe would learn very soon to paint pictures. The old gentleman with side whiskers and thick purses would fight with one another in his studio for buying. Delia was going to master the piano and fill concert halls all over the country with people who would pay twice as usual rates to listen to her music. How long were Joe and Delia happy? They were mighty and happy as long as their money lasted. Okay. The art Delia aimed at mastering is the piano. The meaning of the expression in the language gentleman with thick purses is rich persons. Delia's concerts would bring her high income. The aims of Delia and Joe were unambiguous. So, so that's all, friends. Proficiency test for 100 marks. It's somewhat easy only, friends. It is just proficiency test. If you score 50% of the marks, you will be qualified to write the exam. Thank you, friends, and have a nice day.